The drawing which we are completing for this class is a pop-out drawing similar to the one shown here. The measurements for this drawing we will get from a working drawing shown here. So to line out the page, it's extremely important that I keep the edge of the T-square, this edge here, in against the edge of the desk so that all my lines remain horizontal. So I keep that pressed in against the edge of the desk with my left hand and keep the page down on the edge of the page up against the T-square. Okay, I can hold that with my left hand for a second and put some masking tape across the top two corners of the page to ensure that it stays held in place. So the first drawing which we are going to put in is here shown across this horizontal line across the middle of the page. So the middle of my page is roughly about here. I'm going to start off putting a light horizontal line across the middle of the page. All lines at the beginning of the drawing we're going to do really light, okay, because they're construction lines, and at the end we're going to go over heavy what we want to stand out on the page, our finish line. We have a look here. So this line I've drawn across the middle of my page represents the center line here in my drawing. The next measurement I'm going to mark on my page is this dimension over. You can see it's 50 millimeters over from the edge, this vertical line here. These lines are called dimension lines and show the distance in from the edge and down from the top of the page. So this particular dimension you can see is 50 millimeters in from the edge of the page and is a vertical line. So in order to do that, I take my set square, place it down on the page. I line up the 0 with the edge of the page, and where it's at 50 I put a little mark on the point and I can draw that line. Again, keeping my T-square in against the edge of the desk with my left hand. My set square down, sitting down on top of my T-square. Line it up with the point. I can draw that line vertically up the page. Okay, again, remembering to keep all lines really light for a start. We'll go over the heavy lines at the end. So the next dimension that I can see on my page from that 50 millimeter line, which I have drawn here, is over a distance of 30 millimeters. And again, you can see that the arrows on the dimension line here showing that it's 30 millimeters over. The next one is 30 and the next one is 30 again. So using my set square, lining up the 0 with the line I've just drawn, I'm going to put a mark on 30. Okay. Instead of moving my set square, I'm going to measure over the next two 30 distances again. By adding 30 onto 30 giving me 60, and another 30 giving me a distance of 90 over. So again, I'm going to mark those distances vertically down the page using my set square, keeping my T-square in against the edge of the desk, and sitting my set square down on top of my T-square. Okay, starting at one end, a steady stroke, to the other end of the page, a light line. Okay, the person sitting next to you should not be able to see that line. That's how light you should be drawing. So I now have my 1, 2, 3, 4 vertical lines on the page. 1, 2, 3, 4. The next part I want to do is I want to mark in my horizontal line. Okay, this line here on the page, this one, and the same below. So you can see that the vertical dimension lines show that the distance from this line here to this line, indicated by the arrow, is a distance of 40 millimeters. And the distance from the top of this line to the next one is 20. So I'm going to mark both of those distances up, again using my set square, lining the 0 up with the line. Marking a point on 40. The next point is 20 up from that, so 20 and 40 gives me 60. And I'm going to take those two lines horizontally across using my T-square and against the edge of the desk. I'm going to do the same at the bottom of the page. can see on my drawing the lines that I want to go in heavy. So this line is going to be heavy all the way down the page from here to here. So that of my drawing will be from here to here. So I can go over that line heavy. I can see that on my drawing from this point to this point is heavy. So again, I can take my line from here to here heavy all the way down the page. So I'm going to do all of my vertical lines first heavy, and then I'll do my horizontal lines heavy afterwards. So to draw a heavy line, I have to lean a little more heavy on the pencil. So again, my set square down on top of my T-square, you can see that I put my pencil down on the point I want to draw the line from. One steady stroke, trying to start and finish your line on the point. At all times, make sure you have your T-square in against the edge of the desk. I'm keeping my push in with my hand this way, and at my set square, I can hold my set square in place with my hand on top of the T-square then to ensure it stays in a straight line. So those are my 4 vertical lines done in heavy. Next I'm going to do the horizontal lines.